Utah winners of 10 of the last 12. The Wildcats winners of 3 of the last 4. With the courtside, Ryan Sproul along with the two-time All-American Liz Wagner-Bush. Glad you could join us watching the Big 12 here on ESPN+. Liz, Utah, a very good team. Kind of a surprise the Big 12 being this good this early. Should be a lot of fun watching them get after it tonight with Beth Lanier.
Yeah, you know, K-State loves bringing in those ranked opponents. A great opportunity for a big win at home. Excited to see this Utah team in person.
A team that has so far avoided the upset is Utah. We'll get to more of their schedule in a moment. But the key with these two teams being so balanced in offensive driven might be the passing. It starts with the liberos.
Yeah, Ella Larkin for K-State is averaging 4.4 digs per set. She's 5th in the Big 12. She also can dish the ball. She has 55 assists on the year, a transfer from LSU. K-State's glad to have her on that back line, passing and digging the ball. And then for Utah, they have Claire Ann Vector. She's averaging 3.63 digs per set this season, and she's 6th in the Big 12, right behind Ella Larkin with 4.3 digs per set, and also can dish the ball with 72 assists. So both of these players are very similar in how they play volleyball.
Yes, very capable of stepping in for the setter on that second contact if needed to provide. Of course, Larkin, a former beach volleyball player at LSU, so very capable of stepping into that center role. Played center a freshman year at LSU as well. So, with that in mind, your keys to victory for tonight.
Yeah, for Utah, they got to defend the pins. K-State hasn't been able to get their middles going, so you're going to see the ball a lot going to the pins. If they can shut down the hitters like Carter and Clinton, they will have success. And then extend rallies. We've seen teams come in here defensively. They're able to keep the ball in play and give their offense a chance. They will be successful. For K-State, we talk about it all the time, how important serve and pass is. And if they can serve tough and not allow Utah to get into their offensive rhythm, they're very balanced. If they can shut them down with the service line, they will be very, very important tonight. And then just relentless defense. Because they have such a balanced offense, K-State's really got to defensively get a lot of touches at the net and then play a lot of balls and give their offense a chance.
Just one meeting prior to this between K-State and Utah. It took place at Nebraska as part of the NCAA tournament back in 2014. The Wildcats lost that match in straight sets to the Utah Utes. Beth Lanier was the head coach still at that time. She's been there for 35 seasons, one of the true legends in the game. And Utah opens up our night with a push to the middle. They've got two very efficient middle hitters. And the first of the night goes to Utah.
Yeah, what we talked about just a little bit earlier on, just how balanced they are. We're going to see that ball moving all across the net. K-State's got to be balanced in their defense.
So Vector, who we opened up the night talking about, will send up serve. Larkin receives well off the net for Carter, and she's unable to get it over, and that's the mission for both teams. Serve another team out of system and get off to a good start. Utah coming out of the Holy War matchup against BYU that was in Provo. What an environment that match was. Watching that on television, just a raucous night there at BYU. No surprise in the rivalry matchup between these two. So a hostile environment, nothing new for Utah.
Much better pass there for K-State. Able to get a little bit more rhythm on that attack for Carter.
Carter opened the season playing 6 rotations. K-State made a move midway through the year. Decided to play her only 3 rotations on the front row. And Grigorski went to be the one that goes 6 rotations. But Grigorski out for the season after her injury against Kansas, and it allowed Meg Brown to move back to the middle as K-State's also without Jordan Williams.
That's a great block there by Meg Brown. She dove into that angle shot.
Jardine's first swing is touched by K-State's block. They'll go back to Carter, up by Brown. Vector with the dig. And on the left side, Gabadlo gets her first of the night.
We will hear her name a lot tonight. Gabadlo's been so good for Utah. And we'll see there, she's a lengthy outside hitter and with some range, able to see that block in front of her and hit that nice line seam.
Feels like Utah is all the same as far as their length and style of players. These long, rangy athletes that can play all over the place and fly around. Quick set, Meg Brown middle, blocked. Jousted on the net, and Clinton able to get that low.
Good job there by Clinton. Came up a little bit later, able to push late and get the kill.
Clinton stepping into the right side to take the spot vacated by Brown. Shady Myers will be the one to take over for Grigowski out on the left side. Set middle, bettered by Satuala. And she has her kill, her first.
Yeah, Utah runs a 6-2. So it's really important for the K-State block to be very patient with their eyes to see that attack. Who's going to hit the ball? We saw Meg Brown got a little caught up there, paying attention to the outside hitter for Utah.
Carter. Thrown out right. This is West who gets the call to start tonight on the right side. And on the out of transition, Carter able to turn it around.
And Carter doing a really nice job. She's being patient out there and hitting the very high, deep corner shot, which Utah just has not been able to find the answer for so far tonight.
West to the right is dug by Larkin, but over the net. Stuff at the middle. That was Shosheski, the center, who went up and denied the stuff by West. Brown on the slide, couldn't get it through. No 4 hits on K-State. I think Utah wanted that. Myers for swing, no. Back to the middle. Satuala dug it over. And West to 4 on the cross-court shot.
See a lot of right side attacking for Utah right now. West getting a heavy load out there on the right. This time tries to tip it too far cross court.
Carter with the good serve. Well off the net for Bailey, and she misfires wide right. Prior to the match, Jason Mansfield was telling us that the mission for K-State, even though they rank dead last in the league in service aces, isn't necessarily about getting aces. They'll take them. But it is about pressuring the other team to have to hit that second contact near the 3-meter line, well off the net. Myers with a good swing left side, and a great run here by Kansas State. 4 straight points to get a lead of 3.
And Myers has the range. This time inside that Utah block. Vector just couldn't run it down.
Near the table, brought back in by Hammond. Flipped over by West. Brown with a torpedo that was headed towards the scorer's table on the other side, but it missed everything. No high hand touch.
Make sure everyone's paying attention over there.
That was a loud thump that hit the wall just beneath the radio crew on the far side. Tight set for Myers, trying to go line, missed.
And Myers is working with a big block and finding some good range. The line shot, great idea, just not able to keep it in.
Nebraska All-American, All-State pick, and Lincoln, Nebraska. Just over, but a bad break for Satuala as it lands out of bounds in the service error against the Utes.
Nice home court, lucky roll out of bounds for K-State.
Meg Brown to the back row to serve for the Wildcats. Transfer from Pepperdine. Quick set, and it's the finish by Allie Olson, super senior, in her 6th and final year.
And such an important part of this Utah offense is being able to get those middles involved, especially earlier on, is going to help open up the pins for Utah.
Carter from the back row. Quick set to Schmidt. Brenna Schmidt coming off a fantastic match against the Jayhawks in the rivalry last weekend. Really has been coming on for K-State these last 3 matches.
Yeah, definitely feeling that connection much better with Sholshevsky. Getting those middles involved is so important for K-State. Take some of the load off the outside hitters.
Right side, Clinton.
A great sign for K-State. You see the distribution is good. We've got some right side attacking, middle attacking. Exactly what Coach Mansfield's going to want out of his team tonight, especially a top 20 team.
Myers at the middle. Boy, K-State looking sharp here early on.
Really see some service pressure for K-State getting the job done.
And a timeout taken by Utah. That'll send us to break. The Wildcats up 4. Make life tough for Utah here early on. You're watching the Big 12 on ESPN+. At Morgan Family Arena, Kansas State with a fast start. 11-7 on 21st ranked Utah. Utah trying to get regrouped. Jardine on the left couldn't do it. Myers again getting the start today for Grigorski. Quick set middle for Olsen. Back to Myers, and she picks up the kill. Now, Shaylee Myers, even though she hasn't played much this year for K-State, Liz certainly has the experience as a starter. Got a lot of it 2 years ago when she was a freshman and a member of the Big 12 freshman team.
Yeah, a very experienced outside hitter, has some range, able to play 6 rotations, pass and attack for the Wildcats. Here stepping up in this situation and really has put up good numbers. She came in and played pretty decent against KU, and you know, K-State had the Jayhawks on the ropes.
Certainly did. If it weren't for perhaps that injury to Grigorski, that even despite that, K-State pushed the Jayhawks to 5. K-State's coming in having played 4 straight 5-set matches. Nothing like drama. So we're going into this one expecting to go all 5.
Yep, for sure.
K-State has won 3 of those last 4 that have gone 5 sets. And a service error into the net. And the Utes, a slow start here to begin the night.
You look at the numbers for Utah coming in, they are a pretty efficient team, low error. They don't really make these sorts of errors, and we're seeing quite a few errors here tonight.
Simone Sims. Olsen dug out by Sims. There's a chance of Larkin to set Carter. And gets it in. Deep corner throw.
A good mix up there by Carter. She's been going deep cross court. Now she hits deep line. experience, veteran play there by Carter.
Carter with a couple of kills now here in this first set. Came in third all-time at K-State. In career kills, needs another big night tonight to move up to second. Popped up by Shosevsky. Clinton sends it out for Carter. Tip the last second, and it works out.
Yeah, you see Carter, she winds up like she's going to swing away, but able to pull back enough to trick that Utah block. And just use those hands.
Badlow able to turn it around for the Utah Utes. Jason Mansfield told us this week, this has been one of their best weeks of practice all season. Felt very good about where they were going into this match, despite the injuries. State came into play today, tied for 6th in the Big 12 at 4-3. Utah, surprising 5-2, sitting at 4th. Clinton on the right. And because of injuries, K-State's had to go back to the 5-1, but you've seen a little bit more consistency and rhythm between Shosevsky and her outsides.
Yeah, definitely a lot more rhythm. We're seeing a little bit more tempo in system, but able to get a nice play out of system and getting her attackers in a position to be successful.
DeBadlow forced to try and go cross court and get it in. Badlow now with 3. Run a 6-2, get a lot of outside hitters onto the court. Jardine, West, Bailey, DeBadlow so far here tonight. Those are the main 4 with the 2 middles. Clinton trying to catch some hands, could not. So the Utes with 3 in a row. And trying to get back into this thing here in this first set.
Utah with a tough task. You've got Meg Brown, Aaliyah Carter, and then Nia Clinton all in that front line.
Clinton 6'2", Meg Brown 6'3", and then Carter with that great leaping ability. Carter misfires in the attack here. We'll see Jason Mansfield elects for a timeout. 4 straight by Utah.
Yeah, unfortunate in-system play there for K-State, and they had a one-on-one opportunity for Carter, but the set was just a little too high for her.
Jinxed it by talking about consistency with the set.
No.
Third service there in this first set by Utah. And the side out goes back over to K-State. Ava LeGrand will come in to serve. And interesting, as K-State's gone to this 5-1, they've elected to keep LeGrand in for a rotation or 2 at the back row to pass. Good serve by LeGrand. West on the left is touched. Carter snaps it at the 3-meter line.
Nice wrist away shot by Carter. She's facing the net, but uses her wrist to really find that corner that tricks that block, and Vector's hiding behind the block and not able to see that shot there by Carter.
Utah scrambling after the good serve by LeGrand. Shosevsky takes it herself. That's what we saw from Izzy a season ago.
Yeah, and you've seen a lot more of that here in the last 2 matches where K-State has been more successful. You've seen Izzy Shosevsky as an offensive weapon.
Timeout taken by Utah. So the preseason All Big 12 pick, Izzy Shosevsky, comes away with a kill and forces another timeout. Kansas State by 7. When we return to Morgan Family Arena.
Good morning, everybody. We are here to discuss the essence.
What?
So, any questions?
No, all clear.
No flex zone. No flex zone. They know better. They know better.
Get the boneless meal deal only at Wingstop.
Looks like it's grind time on.
Dr. Garcia?
Reality check.
That granny film on your teeth is actually the buildup of plaque bacteria, which can cause cavities in months. And your toothpaste just isn't cutting it.
Most toothpaste quit working in minutes, but the antibacterial fluoride in Crest Pro Health protects for up to 12 hours.
So I can stop cavities before they start.
The #1 toothpaste brand in America. For even more protection, use with Crest Pro Health mouthwash. Crest.
Kansas State with a strong start, leading 21st ranked Utah 2013. Last year, K-State upset 5 top 25 opponents in this building, trying to get their first this season, despite some heavy injury issues. Carter on the left side with her 4th kill in the first set. Carter, who ranks in the top 4 in the Big 12 in kills percentage, nearly 4 a set. Well, on her way to another big night, gives K-State an 8-point lead again. K-State's led by as many as 9 in this first set. And an ace by LeGrand. He was in quite a serving run here for the Wildcats.
You see, Utah brought Gabadlo back over to the left side, trying to get her in that position where she's been very successful tonight, but great service choice there, trying to take advantage of her. Running both, having to pass and then go attack.
Tried it again, but missed long. Steve Astor, who runs the defense for K-State and serving, says that he doesn't mind service errors. That means they're chasing it as far as getting after it aggressively. 2 errors for the Wildcats now. They have the game's only ace. Wildcats go back to work. Here's Carter, trying to high hands, and there is a touch call by the floor official, but they'll be overruled and said no. Jason Mansfield pointing to the line judge on the near side, saying he said there was a touch, but our up official, Brad Aberg, said no. Ryan Ty on the floor agreed. No challenge by K-State. Sims. Krzyzewski does well to get that played over to Carter, and she tips it in.
Carter's playing like she's on a mission here tonight, mixing up her shots. Very smart shot selection by Carter, showing why she's an All-American.
Preseason All Big 12 pick, an All-American, as you said a year ago. Trying to chase down the all-time kills lead at K-State. It's going to be difficult to do. Held by one Liz Wagner-Bush, but Carter nearing Kim Zhao. Needs 21 tonight to tie Kim Zhao for second on the all-time kills chart at K-State. Ella Biggs, a redshirt sophomore, will make her first appearance in 4 matches and come in to serve here for Satuala. Just across the tape, and what a move by Beth Lanier. Worked out perfect. Service ace for Biggs.
I don't know if she could draw it up any better.
Second of the season. Trying to go weighted Carter. Great shot from our crew there. They do get this one to Aaliyah. Thrown out to Myers, and she's double blocked. So Utah, as though the double block could not keep the ball down on K-State side and rattled underneath the hand. So it's set point for the Wildcats in a dominant first set. And a service error will send us to at least a second set point. Each side now with an ace and 3 errors. Center rotation for Utah. Nick Brown out for K-State. Marco, the Frenchman. With the crowd on its feet here in Morgan. Krzyzewski back to Myers after the serve receive. Utah in system. Near side for Levani Key Powell, the true freshman. Krzyzewski blocked as she tried to go up on the second contact. And the Utes force set point number 3.
And Utah ready for that attack by Krzyzewski. We'll see that she'll do that when the ball is nice and tight up in the net when she's front row.
A couple of changes here by Utah to try and change their fortunes, with Biggs making an appearance and now Key Powell and an ace by Utah. And we'll do set point number 4. Direction by Larkin to set up the defense for the Wildcats as Marco lines it up. Carter on the receive. Out to Myers, double blocked and roof. This time Olsen keeps the hands in. That's 5 straight for the Utes, and it forces a K-State timeout. We'll keep it here as we get a look at this stop on Myers.
Yeah, right now K-State having a tough time in their serve receive. They're taking advantage of the 2 outside hitters for K-State lined up next to each other, seeing a little miscommunication. We've seen some struggling with that passing, so the ball is having to go outside. So Utah's block's able to set up. Obviously, with the new lineup, you know, communication, not quite used to passing next to each other. A bit of an issue here, but K-State still solely in charge of this set. They just need that one side out.
And for Utah and Beth Lanier, an encouraging finish for your team that has certainly played a lot of great opponents this year, including a shared opponent with K-State and Purdue. But this is the first time they've been on the road outside of their normal haunts, so to speak. You know, playing a BYU on the road, playing the Pac-12 teams like Arizona State, Arizona. Those are all familiar road spots for them in the past. Wyoming. They also went to Chicago to play Loyola Chicago, but this is different. This is Big 12 play, Kansas State. And a little bit of a slow start has been mitigated by some subs using some of that depth. So you see Keith Powell in there, the 5'9 freshman. At the timeout by Kansas State, needing 1 point to win the set. The Wildcats have Clinton back in there as she subs in for LeGrand. Wildcats make one change. They're going to have Clinton in the back row. Right to her. Misplayed a bit. Larkin fires it out to Myers. Pretty good swing, all things considered. Keith Powell off the block, and another set point for us, number 6.
Well, that all stems from the great dig by Fector, able to get that nice swing by Myers up and give Utah a chance for another point.
6 straight points by the Utes. A lot of swings for Myers in this rotation as K-State unable to control it better. But they do get a block. Will Schmidt, one of the best in the Big 12, gets another stop, and that ends the first set. K-State wins the first frame, 25-21. Set 2 on the way. When we return, you're watching the Big 12 on ESPN+.
This is it. Sorry, such a mess.
Why is there money everywhere?
Kansas Lottery X Cash Blitz instant tickets. Yeah, they can multiply your winnings up to $300,000 instantly. It's a lot of cash.
Who's this?
Oh! It's my roomie. Charmed.
Kansas Lottery X Cash Blitz tickets can multiply your winnings instantly, up to 300 times.
Hey, grab me one too.
And this team just keeps pushing.
Busy weekend here in the Little Apple is you got volleyball tonight, soccer with their final home match of the year tomorrow, and then football on Saturday, the Sunflower Showdown, the Dillon Sunflower Showdown with K-State matching up against Kansas. Utah drops the first set here in the Little Apple, 25-21. We understand there's an issue right now with the live stats, so we'll get you numbers for what we saw in that first match. Needless to say, Aaliyah Carter, Shady Myers, a pretty good start. Utah, we came in knowing that they are a team that gets swings, they get finishes. They are, as you said, very efficient. They are a Utah University. The program under Beth Lanier has always been great with blocks. You look at some of these notes here about what they are and who they are all about. Offense has been the key. That was not there for much of that first set till the very end.
Yeah, they struggled, in serve receive a bit. The K-State had an ace, and they really got their setter running, kind of what Coach Mansfield wants to see out of his serving line, and really made that defensive work for K-State much easier because the ball was going outside most of the time. I mean, the middle really didn't get as involved as we've seen in the past from a Utah team.
As for K-State, digging balls is what they do best. They lead the Big 12 in that department. You see there, 27th in the nation. They also are among the Big 12 leaders in attacks %. Lead the Big 12 and are 15th in the nation, largely because of Aaliyah Carter. That young lady also ranking in the top 25 of the country in swings %. In fact, so much so that even with Carter's move to a only the front row for a part of the season, Carter is still one of only 3 players in the Big 12 that has had a 60 swing night twice in the season. Para at TCU is really the other, than Wesley from Texas Tech, but Para you know about. Carter and Para also 2 of the only 3 that are on the National Player of the Year watch list in the Big 12. Outside hitters that get a lot of chances and numbers. Leah Carter wrapping up first career at K-State this year, the 5th-year senior. And a service error by Keith Powell, who came in late in that first set. Not a great start for Utah to begin the second frame. Powell back to the back row. Looks like she took the place of Bailey. Good block by Schmidt. Allowed Clinton to dig. Carter on the left. Hunting for the corner. And she got it in. And Aaliyah Carter, you said it earlier, this is as sharp as she has looked in a while.
Yeah, I like the way she's kind of approaching her swings right now. She's being very smart, using the deep corners of the court, which they're one of the toughest places to defend.
Sims got the up on the touch, but it went into the crowd, so point to the Utes and they'll side out.
Now, Olsen's been almost unstoppable for Utah. It's a good sign they want to get her involved more.
Olsen 3 kills, hitting .429. Utah as a team, just 121 hitting in that first set. Wildcats hit over 240. Clinton on the right, blocked. For years, in the early part of Beth Lanier's tenure, late 90s, early aughts, blocking was the name of the game for Utah. They were one of the best blocking programs in the country. Block U is what they used to call Utah, and still do, although in this modern era of volleyball, you don't see the blocking quite the way it was before. Sims good serve receive. Quick set, Schmidt. Up by Fector. And it gets over by Utah. Clinton on the right. Powell got to that on the back line. It gets to Gabaldo. Could not finish. Gabadlo. Now back to Carter. And she gets it off the clock. You hear Jason Mansfield in the background is telling Carter where to go with that shot.
Yeah, as an observer behind your attacker, you can see where that block is, and so definitely helps to have someone kind of calling that out. But she's doing a really nice job just hitting high, and it's really played out well for her so far tonight.
Another quick set middle. This one, Sakuola finishes. If you watch Utah, and you mentioned, you brought it up when we talked with Beth here, how much they push middle, even off of transition as opposed to a perfect pass.
Yeah, I mean, you've got athletic middles that are able to do that, and the setters, you know, that have found a good connection, and how important that is, you know, when you want to play at a high level, you have to have middles that can be involved, especially in transition.
Sachiwala has been a great addition to this Utah team, coming over from Idaho State, where she was the Big Sky Freshman of the Year a couple of years ago. Clinton able to play that over. Utah to the right side of West. Larkin digs that sky high, gets that out to Carter off the block. Carter loves those high sets, the old school high set to the outside.
Yeah, it really gives her a chance to kind of see that block and what's going on. She sets up and is just hitting really nice and high tonight.
Carter with a fantastic start. 10 kills for Leah Carter, hitting 389. So she's already in double figures. As Utah answers to earn the side out. Now, without Grigorski, it's Carter that has stepped back into that role, playing 6 rotations, showing no ill effects here early on. Brown on the slide, missed, but got the block. No, she did not. It is a misfire all the way. Utes with a 2-point lead. Carter. Utah scrambling around West. Got Wool, but it goes out. Got to be frustrating as a player when you do everything right like that, push the hand, and it goes out of bounds.
Yeah.
Right?
Probably one of the most frustrating.
Carter on the serve receive. Sims trying to hustle to get there, puts it out all the way towards the middle. LeGrand, the pass. Quick set, Sachiwala, tip try, got it in. And a much better balance of the offense here by Utah, really making K-State work. And a service there allows K-State to get the side out. That's 5 errors on the serve by Utah on the night. Gabadlo will stop by Beth Lanier for a conversation. I mentioned it a few times, but I'm just amazed by the length of some of these players for Utah. There's a lot going on when they go up to swing. Myers couldn't keep it in. So Myers in her return, a good start to begin, but now a little high air. 4 kills, 3 errors on 11 swings for the Lincoln native. Sachiwala back to serve. Carter from the back row lights up the Utes.
Utah forgot Carter playing 6 rotations, also a weapon in the back row. Haven't seen much of this part of Carter's game this season, but great opportunity, great timing there by Sholshevsky.
Quick set middle, popped up. Myers blocked, knocked over. Touched by the block again, but it fires through to fall for West. Mark out of Colorado.
A tough rotation there with Meg Brown being the server coming in playing defense. Not able to have as much mobility there.
As much range as you said to cover behind the block. Utah by 4, serving. Lost the first set, 25-21. 2 hitters near side, and Myers takes advantage.
Yeah, it's a great part of Sholshevsky being more offensive when she's in the front row, making that block. Have to at least pay attention to her, and that really, how you had all 3 blockers jumping at different times for Utah.
Schmidt gets the point as the ball comes over the net, and a back row attack is called to the Utes, and suddenly K-State within 2. After having just 5 kills in that first set, the Utes much better in the second set, but struggling. With consistency, service error by K-State gives the ball right back. Shesty now with both errors, or 2 errors out of the 4 for K-State on the serve, and Utah gives it right back, and that's their 6th error, second by Keith Powell.
Yeah, she started this set off with an error, so no, it had to be in her head a little bit not to make an error, and then just went long.
Jardine, dug by Larkin. Clinton and off the block.
Well, we featured her early in the match tonight. Larkin with the save, one-handed, flying deep corner to keep that ball in play, and gave Clinton that opportunity for the kill.
Sims serving, right serve right over the net. Gabadlo. Dug by Solchesky. She's out in the play. It's bump set for Carter, and she uses the hands off an assist from Larkin. So Larkin taking a starring role here the last few points.
Yeah, a little tight on that set, but Carter's smart play threw it right off the hands of Utah.
A dozen, as you saw a moment ago, for Carter already through 2 sets. Sims just over the net. Quick set middle, and even with 6'6" Brenna Schmidt in the way, Olsen finds Pater.
Yeah, just wow, nice cut. That block was right there, but able to cut it and keep it in. Impressive.
Olsen 5th in the league in hitting, 407, and Sachuala is 8th. So another ace by the Utes as there's their 3rd. You mentioned it before, the outside or the middles for the Utes don't normally miss when they get the ball. Great celebration by the Utah bench on the ace by Fector.
K-State going to a 2-man, 2-person serve receive.
Clinton tipped over. Larkin. Maybe caught up more on the upper arm, but she got it to Clint or to Carter. And Aaliyah Carter is in the zone tonight. Love Akers does it.
Out of system. Carter so good. Really catch that Utah block reaching, and that leaves seams open, and the deep shots for Carter. So effective.
Shallow serve by Larkin. Touched over, popped up by Carter. Clinton, tough set, but got a swing at least. To Brown. Up by Utah, scrambling. They'll give a free ball to K-State. Wildcats trying to end the rally. Go back to Brown. Grabbed it, threw it down. And they're going to call a lift on Meg Brown.
So we've seen that a little bit more, being called a little bit more in college volleyball. Thought maybe it caught in her hand a little too long.
We'll look at this here.
I don't know, maybe if it was a little bit behind her head enough.
Carter. Dug in the back line by Fector. I think Keith Powell also may have gotten a hand in there. Carter tries again. This time gets it in. Or a misfire out and a timeout on the floor. So Utah by 3 with the ball when we return.
Money is tight, so we must make sacrifices. I give up my bespoke shaving subscription.
And I'll stop ordering everything that's trending on Instagram.
And I will no longer agree to the add-ons at the oil change place just because the mechanic called me ma'am.
It really is a top-of-the-line filter, ma'am.
And of course, we'll downgrade our insurance to get a lower rate.
Well, you know you don't have to make sacrifices now that you're saving money with the Progressive Home and Auto Bundle.
You couldn't have said that like 6 seconds ago?
Champions are not born. They're forged. Every challenge is an opportunity. Every setback, a lesson. But this is not just about winning. This is about turning the ordinary into the extraordinary and becoming undisputed. Available now.
All right, we're done.
We're not done.
You need more boxes.
Fast.
I can fix that fast.
Fast fixes with Phelps.
That's why you're the GOAT.
Mr. Swimming.
Human dolphin.
Or Michael.
Deliver at the speed you need.
K-State won the first set 25-21 despite 6 straight points at the end by Utah to make it somewhat close. Utes have led by as many as 4 in this second set, but K-State hanging around. Aaliyah Carter has had a fantastic night to start. 13 kills, hitting .375 from the left. The Utes, with their characteristic balance, have no one with more than 4 kills. Larkin on the serve receive, another great pass. Meg Brown!
Well, that's impressive there, Meg Brown. We've seen that connection with Sholsetsky improve as she's transitioned from middle to right to middle. This time, perfect timing, one-on-one opportunity for Brown. She's got a heavy arm.
Superstar at Pepperdine in the middle. Came to K-State to play right side, but injuries have forced her back to the middle a couple of different times this season, and tonight, notably. Kavadlo back to serve. 12 Offensive Player of the Week 2 weeks ago. And they had 2 top 25 upsets over TCU and Baylor. Quick set, Satuala, and Carter could not get to that. So again, the Utes, when they can get to the middle, finding some success. And Jason Mansfield wants to talk it over.
And that set was a little low there in the middle. Satuala able to just sneak it right over that K-State block.
10 digs already for Larkin. Utah gets now 5 kills from Satuala. The story so far here tonight has been Aaliyah Carter for K-State. 13 kills, .375 hitting, and 5 digs for K-State superstar, who now is only 8 kills away from tying for second on the all-time kills chart at K-State. When you look at some of the highlights from Aaliyah so far here tonight, as you mentioned before, she's shown the full range of shots.
Yeah, you know, obviously her experience, and she's had to carry a lot of the load, and I think she kind of knows that she's got to step up for her team and doing a nice job. Because we've seen in the past sometimes those errors, overthinking it at times, but this time just keeping that ball in play and giving her team an opportunity to win points.
Carter trying to join the list of 2-time All-Americans at K-State. Already a 3-time All-Region pick. 3-time All-Big 12 pick. Most likely a lock for a 4th All-Big 12 selection at the end of the season. But what's more than that, K-State on the very far outside of the NCAA tournament picture. But the interesting thing is their schedule works in their favor a little bit to try and get some big-time wins and maybe get back in that conversation. Everything's still out in front of them as they'll play the toughest part of their schedule to finish the season, which cuts both ways. Either you haven't made hay against the easiest part of your schedule, now it's going to get harder. The other side of it is if you win those matches, suddenly the resume begins to improve quite a bit. Carter on the left. Utah trying to swing this back to their favor, and they get a finish on the left from Key Powell. So a switch from Bailey to Key Powell at that OH2 spot has paid off for Utah.
Yeah, Key Powell actually had an amazing little dig to keep that rally going off the roll shot of Carter.
6 digs for her now. But an air on the serve gives it right back. Kavadlo. Her second air. And now here's Carter. And an air by Zach Carter. 1 ace, 5 errors now for the Wildcats. 3 aces, 7 errors by Utah. Sachuwala back to serve. So Idaho State came to Utah last year. Played well, but is having a breakout year this year. Brown inside the block. Paired up with the shorter Key Powell. It works out for Meg Brown on the right.
Yeah, you got to think in system with there only being 2 attackers, with Sholsevsky being front row, and Meg Brown is going to get that ball.
Now it's Schmidt and Myers that will join Sholsevsky in the front row. Carter remains in the match in the back line. Brown in the back row as well. West blocked by Schmidt and Myers.
Great lineup there on West. That ball isn't quite getting outside for her to hit much line. She's really cross-court heavy. Good setup there by Myers.
Back to West. Again, touched by the block. Brown flings it outside to Myers. West, and able to get it through the block. This time for the kill.
Meg Brown with a nice effort there. Having to come in after she serves to play some defense.
Gets the tool of the block. Myers had a great start to begin the night in the first set, but then tailed off after that. Got into a couple of rotations where State just was not passing well. They were just having to throw it out to Myers on the left. Sholsevsky, something rough with her serve. That's 3 errors for Sholsevsky on her serves. Last year we saw Izzy really excel at serving, but this year it's been a struggle. Just 9 aces, now 25 errors. Display the service seed by K-State. Carter tries to clean it up and cannot. And Jason Mansfield grabbing the challenge card. He thought that was in. And he will challenge that call. This is a big call. It could be a 3-point set instead of a 5-point set late if this goes K-State's way. First challenge of the night. To the eye, it felt like it was in. And that looks in.
It does.
If it hits that line, any part of the pink line, it is in. That first angle was our best look at it. See, the line judge is in a great spot. But at the end, it's a judgment call by the line official. 2 challenges for each team. You can touch, or you can challenge touches in and out, a net violation, an attack, a back row attack, or a service foot fault. And it is reversed. K-State wins the call and wins the challenge and maintains their 2 challenges. This was our first look at it, and it looked to be the correct call. It did not take Ryan's eye very long. So you get those 2 challenges. If you win the challenge, you keep it. And then you go to the 5th set, you get an additional challenge. For some reason, you burned your first 2. Sims with a service error. K-State serving. I would think aggressive serving, you take service errors if they're on the other side of the net. Ones that hit the net that don't make it over, that's tough.
Yeah, you want to at least make those passers make a decision if they're going to play it or not.
Larkin brought back by Sholsevsky. Carter did well to get it over. Gabadlo inside the block, dug out by Sims. Here's Carter. State wanted her to get after that one instead of a roll shot. Ball bouncing around. Carter's got a little off balance. Good swing. And it falls!
Great effort. Larkin running around, keeping that ball in play, giving Carter that opportunity for that attack. Really nice dig by Key Powell on the Utah side.
Just played well. Back set coming near side, and it'll finish by Amelia Vanderwolf, or Werf, the Kansas native, who was in for the first time here tonight. Got a little cheering section behind us. Played at Lansing High School, Middle Tennessee State, and now wrapping up her career here at Utah after 3, now 4 seasons. Clinton. Ross, K-State within 3 again, but Utah 2 points away from evening the matchup. Does K-State have a big run in them like Utah had at the end of the first set?
Yeah, LeGrand was a big part of a run K-State had in that first set to get that big lead.
Wildcats will ask her to serve here, down 3. Key Powell, a good serve receive, set middle. K-State's on it. They wanted to lift on Sachuwalda, won't get it. Block again by Brown. West dug by Sims, what a dig. Carter denied, got right on it. Sosewski calls off Brown, goes back to Carter. Thrown out left, West finishes the rally. It's set point Utah.
Coach Mansfield wanted a lift called on that block back on Sachuwala in the middle.
Great look there at that Sims dig. And then the finish by West. Set point Utes. K-State needs 4 straight. Carter denied after the touch on the block. Back to Key Powell. Carter, a big swing this time, gets the kill, and number 16 of the night. Just an everyday 8-kill% average for Aaliyah Carter.
No big deal.
Anything over 3.5, you're doing pretty well on the outside. 3.5 kills per set. 4 for an outside hitter is really good. 8 is ridiculous. Sachuwala up by Sosewski. Carter for the back line. Couldn't get it in, but a touch is called. And K-State gets another kill from Carter to pull it in 2. Forcing another set point. Timeout, Utah. And the Morgan Family Arena noise cranks up.
Yeah, just a nice pop-up. And Carter, with her ability to attack in the back row, gives K-State a good opportunity to score points off their defensive play.
It was Hammond that touched it in the back line. So 17 kills for Carter, hitting .371 for the left. I mean, one of your keys prior to tonight was defend the pins. And for Utah, they have not been able to slow down Aaliyah Carter at all.
Yeah, you know, you would think they would almost automatically be throwing 2 blockers out on her, or even 3, you know, when there's only 2 attackers in the front row. Be a little more aggressive with their blocking, but they just haven't had the answer for Aaliyah Carter.
Carter with a big night for Kansas State. Will it be enough for K-State to pull off their first top 25 upset of the season? Utah's still in a good spot here, despite 3 set points for Utah. They still hold the lead by 2. 1 point ends the set, and it becomes a best of 3 from that point forward. Utah hit less than 100 in the first set, but has rebounded here in the second. And both offenses, for that matter, clicking quite a bit. K-State hitting .286. Utah hitting .361 here in this second set. That's no surprise for Utah, who came in 3rd in the league in attack percentage at .274. But it's quite a change for K-State, who was dead last in the Big 12 in attack percentage at .191 coming into play tonight. This point, the serve receive. Thrown out left to Key Powell. Off the block, popped up. Sosewski gets it over on a free pass. Sachuwala blocked, but it goes out, and Utah wins the second set. The Utes able to rally and take set 2. It's a best of 3, starting with set 3 when we return. You're watching the Big 12 on ESPN+.
This is Coach Chris Kleiman with a message of hope for families battling drug addiction. No one takes drugs like meth, cocaine, and ecstasy expecting to become addicted. You should know that addiction can happen to anyone because it's a disease of the brain. But that also means recovery is possible. Addiction doesn't have to be permanent, and the state of Kansas is ready to assist you every step of the way.
Visit findtreatment.gov or call the Kansas Substance Abuse Referral Line at 866-645-8216.
Hey fans, we know you take pride in your team and in your home. When it's game day, you want your home performing its best, just like your team. That's why Kate's is offering fans a special deal. A furnace installed by Kate's for just $2,490. Visit katesheatingandcooling.com/KSU to learn more. Who can keep your home game day ready? Kate's can.
Introducing the Premier Play Instant Ticket from the Kansas Lottery. 4 top prizes of up to $500,000 instantly, plus a second chance at another $500,000 through the Play On app. It's Kansas Lottery's largest instant prize ever. Let the dreaming begin.
Hey, grab me one too.
Everything you thought you knew is brand new. See, when the game changes, so do we. Every day, every play. Always been greater than 12, now standing 16 strong. In every end zone, any time zone. When everyone else keeps asking, what's next? We know we are.
Ryan Smolder, Wagner Bush back with you here in Morgan Stanley Arena. Kansas State and 21st ranked Utah lives. We look at some of the highlights. K-State won that first set despite a couple of really good kills by the Utes. It was the Wildcats taking advantage.
Yeah, I think K-State's service pressure on Utah really put them kind of back on their heels. They made a lot of errors in that first set, and really K-State dominated that first set from the beginning to the end. And K-State, or Utah did gain some momentum at the end of that first set, where their serve kind of came alive. They played some better defense, made less errors, and then it was a tight back and forth match in the second set. And Utah able to sneak away. K-State had their opportunities to kind of get back into it, but those middles for Utah were just a little too much for K-State.
Sachuano, who gets the finish there, leading the way for Utah with 6 kills, hitting 500 in the middle. And Utah hit 368 offensively to get their hit percentage up back closer to where they were on the season, 246 now in the year. K-State is the one so far swinging and punching above their belt and above their weight right now. 256 hit percentage, way higher than where they've been all season. The Wildcats came in, as we mentioned a moment ago, 15th out of 15 in the Big 12 at 191 offensively. In Utah, 20th in the nation in defensive or opponents' attack percentage, holding teams to just 159 hitting. So this is a huge surprise, K-State being so low air so far. What has K-State done well offensively to get away from having Utah slow them down?
Well, really, they've passed well, and that allows Izzy Sholshevsky to run that offense. She's getting her hitters in better positions. It's not always transition. And then defensively, they've made some amazing plays, giving themselves opportunities to score points with their serve.
So earlier this month of October, just this last weekend, the NCAA revealed their top 16 seeds for the upcoming NCAA tournament. And tonight, we have one of those top 16 teams playing here. It's 13th seed Utah. 3 Big 12 teams total here in this preview of what's to come. It shows the depth of the league as the conference has a lot of teams in the RPI that are all sandwiched right in the middle, that are on the bubble, so to speak, for the NCAA tournament. But yeah, you know about Nebraska, you know about Pitt, Penn State, some of the standouts for those teams this year. Texas just suffered a big home loss last night to A&M, but this Utah team, perennially a power under Beth Lanier. They've had it kind of tough the last couple of years. Last tournament appearance in 2021, but it seems like this is a team destined to be in the postseason this year.
Yeah, they've got a lot of tools. They've got a lot of attackers and opportunities running that 6-2, and then defensively they're very, very scrappy and low air. That's just like a recipe for success right there.
They're in the toughest stretch of their season as they play 7 matches. For 7 matches, 5 of the 7 are against ranked opponents. They get a road trip to Kansas tomorrow night, the conference leader. And then Arizona State, 13-point Sun Devils. That'll be on a week from Saturday, back home at Utah. They opened up this 7-match stretch with TCU and Baylor and knocked them both off. Lost a 5-set thriller at BYU. You and I both watched that match and had the same thought. They should have won that match against BYU, but just could not pull it off. And now trying to rally after giving up the first set here in Manhattan. Best of 3 from this point forward. Back to Carter and back to finishing. And Carter comes down a little gimpy as she may have rolled something as she landed. She says she's all right. She's got that left knee heavily wrapped.
Yeah, not something you want to see after experiencing the injury at KU with Liz Grigorski.
Williams also out with a rolled ankle. Carter off the net, couldn't finish. Here's Gabadlo, and gets it in.
Nice swing by Gabadlo. We haven't called her name very much tonight. Someone we were, looking to see have high numbers, high production. We saw it in the BYU match. She's kind of the leader there on the outside for this Utah team.
Utes have not had much luck being able to get the left side started. So Olszewski, always a threat, gets to Carter, tipped over the block, and got it in. Crack shot from the vet.
Yeah, Utah was all standing right there, just no one assertive and trying to make that play.
Carter 1 kill away from getting another 20-kill match. Gabadlo off the block. Olszewski lets it go and it falls. Side out Utes. Back to backboard Gabadlo. West checks it up front for Utah. Joining Gabadlo on the front line was Satuala. Sims. Clinton, tough luck off the tape. And Utah takes the lead here in this 3rd set. If you're Kansas State, you've had a great night from Aaliyah Carter, but it feels like someone else has got to go and join her.
Yeah, they need more offensive production from someone other than her, because, Utah is a good volleyball team, and they are likely going to make some adjustments. Talked about it in the locker room in between sets 2 and 3, and so it'd be good to see someone else come alive, which will help Carter with all this load that she's carrying.
Mansfield talking it over with his staff. Ava LeGrand into serve for the Cats. And a serve just misses the near corner. Well, K-State, after getting an ace early in this match, has settled in and unfortunately seen a bunch of errors go up on the board. 8 errors now for K-State with only 1 ace. Not that that's the only measurement for serve success. Carter. The advantages of LeGrand in the back row, able to set that out to the left side, and Brown denies the left side swing by Utah.
Yeah, out of system attack for Steve Powell, and not able to see that block. Has to try to swing that ball over her head a little bit, and Meg Brown right on there. Not going to get it past her.
That's what Kansas State wants, is those hitters for the other team taking swings from the 3-meter line on the 10-foot line. Carter with a good serve. Set middle, tipped by Satuala. State was on it. Myers.
Looking much more like set one. Myers with a nice out-of-system swing. Gave herself a nice opportunity. Just hit that deep corner. You see, almost unstoppable.
Roof on Satuala. Meg Brown.
Meg Brown's doing a great job of really diving into those angles for the middle attacker of Utah. Taking it away, making a good read.
K-State spent an inordinate amount of time Thursday working on serving, and it has paid off here tonight. They have made Utah scramble a lot on serves, even though they only have one ace. And they get another finish on the left side.
Yeah, we've seen that a few times, a little miscommunication, setters not running down the ball and then just not communicating about it. And they're getting a ball up defensively, making the play, but then giving away that point. So frustrating, I'm sure, for Coach Lanier.
A great staff Coach Lanier does. One of the all-time greats is her top assistant. I'm going to say there was no touch in the middle. Utah insisting that there was. It hit the tape. It went out, but we'll see a challenge here from Beth Lanier. We're going to look at it as well. Was there a touch here or not on the swing by Satuala? Meg Brown was up in the area. Didn't see a touch there. We'll see here.
Look at Satuala up. Didn't see it there at the net.
Yeah, look at how high she is, right? It's ridiculous. The athleticism on this Utah team, crazy.
Yeah, I don't think there was a touch on the block.
Now the net is moving. So then you kind of wonder, all right, did somebody hit the net on the way up? So the net is bouncing, as you can see there, as the ball comes over. I don't think that hit Meg Brown. When they go back to look at things, if they see something else, or if Meg Brown had hit the net there, they can indeed rule that the challenge is won by Utah, even though it wasn't necessarily reviewing whether or not she was in the net. Brown all smiles. Jason Mansfield says she's definitely one of the emotional sparks for their team. There was where the ball, the net was still moving from the serve. Great work by our crew there, getting to that.
The other question, was it in?
They're looking at that now. Oh, you could certainly make an argument that was in. That looks in, right?
Yeah.
Why? They're going to say no.
Yep, they called it in.
Oh, they did, okay. That is the right call. He did not touch K-State, but it was clearly in. So Beth Lanier does not lose the challenge. Utah wins the point and the serve, and it's 7-5 K-State. Myers, a good up on the dive by Satuala. The middle getting that dig. How about that? Brown comes back and gets the finish.
Sharp angle there by Brown. It's hard for me to tell, was that in or out, but
it sounded like a touch as it's right in front of us, but like you said, it was going so fast, could not hear it. That was one great thing about the Olympics. They were putting up how fast those swings were with some of the stats and data NBC used in the broadcast. Brown trying to go short serve, misses. Another error by K-State, but it gave you an idea just how fast. I mean, 60 miles an hour, right that close. The ball whipping by your face. It's not fun. Brown rotates out. Larkin back into the back line. And Marco in to serve the freshman center, the back row. Myers gets the touch. K-State's not asking Shaylee Myers to go out there and get 20 kills, but it feels like she's doing what they're asking her to do.
Yeah, she made a nice adjustment here in this third set. You know, she's hitting a lot higher, using what's in front of her, that block, and getting some kills. That kill production from her is big for K-State.
See the 1.83 kills per set. She's over that so far here tonight, averaging close to 3 kills per set. Myers now into double figures with 10 kills, and now she's hitting over 300 on the left side. So suddenly, both of K-State's left side hitters having themselves a night. So Seski just over the net, finally got a break on that serve. Thrown all the way out, back to Myers. This time could not get the cross-court shot in. Still, Myers with just her third double-figure kill match of the year, and her first in Big 12 play. Or second, I should say, in Big 12 play. Touched over by Clinton, but could not keep it in. So Utah within 2. Key Powell, who rotated in for Camry Bailey early in the first set, has been in since. And a Schmidt block that might have been headed out. K-State decides to play it. The Badlow throwing to the back row. Carter was there. Myers down on the right. This third set has belonged to Shaylee Myers.
Yeah, nice play by Shaylee. That block for Utah's reaching out on her. It's leaving some seams.
So 11 kills now for Myers. One off the season high. Gabadlo able to get it in.
Nice deep corner shot by Gabadlo. She's come alive here in this third set.
Really quiet through 2 frames. And 3 kills in the first set, but just 1 on 9 swings in that second set. A misplay by Larkin since Carter diving towards the crowd, and essentially an ace by Utah has them within a point. So it will be an ace for Fector, the 4th tonight by Utah. Clinton on the right.
Great sign for K-State, getting Clinton more involved. We saw the dynamic duo of Clinton and Carter last year. You know, great for her stepping in, helping her team, being more involved as an attacker, because she has that elite ability.
You lose a player like Grigorski, who was so critical to what K-State wanted to do on all sides. And you wonder how a team responds, especially now they really have little room for error as far as depth. Big block, Carter and Brown. Jason Mansfield had a curious thing to say about that, saying that you never want to lose a Liz Grigorski. You see her there on this bench for K-State. But in some respects, this team really has no other option except the players are on the court, and they've responded in a way of going all out as far as practice this week, and you're seeing it pay off here tonight.
Yeah, you know, sometimes a little, you know, a situation like that can really cause a team to come together and also rise to the challenge. And Grigorski's such an important part of the leadership on that K-State team.
Wisconsin transfer is a fan favorite, always the smile on her face. Her best volleyball of her career this year. That was the worst part about what happened in Lawrence for K-State was Grigorski was playing at an all Big 12 level.
I mean, very impressive. Even in that KU match, like you know, I kind of went back and watched, you know, some of that, and she was playing lights out. Her attacking had been so good for K-State.
Jason Mansfield talked about this today in a pre-match event, but also mentioned it with us at practice, that he had to control himself a couple of times. He almost came to tears twice during the KU match, thinking about Grigorski injuring herself. What a finish by Carter. 20 kills for the superstar. More on that when we return. You're watching the Big 12 on ESPN+.
Liberty Mutual customized my car insurance, so I saved hundreds. With the money I saved, I thought I'd get a wax figure of myself. Cool, right? Look at the craftsmanship. I mean, they even got my nostrils right. It's just nice to know. Years after I'm gone, this guy will be standing the test of... Ah! He's melting! Oh, jeez. No! Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Yeah, sick. Yeah, we're good.
Awesome. No flex, zone. No flex, zone. They know better. They know better.
Get the boneless meal deal only at Wingstop.
Good morning, everybody. We are here to discuss the ESA. So you see,
What? So what?
So, any questions?
No, all clear. Kansas State trying to begin this final run of a best-of-3 with a victory in the third set. They're up by 4, serving with Ava LeGrand. Ryan Smolder, Liz Wagner-Bush, our entire crew. Bringing this one to you tonight here on ESPN+, the Big 12 on ESPN+. Great way to catch up on all your Big 12 volleyball action. I was watching it last night. West not able to get that finish. There's Meg Brown off the block, gets another kill. Meg Brown now with 4 kills to go along with 4 blocks.
Yeah, I like that decision by Szulczewski. Nice quick attack there by Meg Brown. That power just too much for that Utah block.
Good decision by Key Powell. Lets that serve go, and it ends up just out. Had to make a decision at the last second. Ava LeGrand. That's the serve, though. I think if an error, you're all right with it for K-State.
Yeah. And Utah definitely had to think about that one.
Sims. Carter looking for 21. Could not get it. Key Powell with a tip. There's Simone Sims again. Szulczewski finds the deep corner.
Great play there by Szulczewski. Smart. She didn't quite swing at it like she has in the past, but instead placed it in the deep corner where Utah was not.
Serving is number 2, Aya Carter.
Key Powell off the block. Carter got to it before Larkin. It's thrown out for Shady Myers, and Myers with another kill.
That's a great swing by Myers, and she has the power behind her swing. When needed, she's able to really bring some oomph behind that ball.
Well, Shady, of course, Carter is the star of the show. 20 kills, hitting near 400. But Shady Myers, this has been the Shady Myers show here in set number 2 and then again in 3. She has been phenomenal for K-State.
Yeah, doing a nice job. We saw her get a little air heavy there in the end of the first set, but really coming alive. I think her transition's really good, giving her a good chance to see the block, and then she's mixing up her shot. I think she's hitting higher, not allowing that Utah block to stuff her.
Myers with 4 kills in the first set, 6 through 2 sets. She has 6 kills alone here in this third set, having done so on 8 swings, no errors.
Yeah, and hitting 348 in the match so far with those errors. Like, she's come alive.
Now you see the 1 block, but the 12 kills, 348. Hitting percentage is like baseball batting average. And for a left side hitter, anything over 250, you're doing pretty well because of the amount of swings you get. The fact she's hitting 348 and Carter at 381. Beth Lanier would be the first one to say, you're not going to beat anybody if you can't stop left side hitters.
Exactly.
Carter with 20 kills, now has 21 career 20-kill matches. That's third all time at K-State, behind Dawn Katie and Liz Wagner-Bush. And a rotation change here for Utah. They'll go back to Camry Bailey in the back row and take out Key Powell. So Key Powell, who played a lot of minutes. A lot of rotations here for Utah in the first 2.5 sets. Out, Bailey back. Carter with the serve. Over received by Ramirez. And Ned Brown there for the cleanup.
I will say Carter's serving here in this fourth set has been amazing. Just very, very impressive.
Again, K-State spent so much time working on serves yesterday in practice, and Carter has really come alive on the service line. That was a strength of hers, you remember, the first few years playing at K-State. Really struggled with it last year and had really struggled with it this year. Just 2 aces coming into play tonight. One of the things K-State did on their serve practice was take a long cable and put it about a foot over the net from pin to pin. And the servers were required to shoot it through the gap between the cable and the top of the tape.
That's great. Yeah, I gotta have some, pace on the ball, and keep that just over the net, the height of the net. Really makes it hard as those passers are kind of, you got to look at a lot of things when you're back there passing. You've got, the backdrop behind you. You got to see the ball coming to spin. So when you keep that ball low right over the top of the net, it's challenging as a passer.
5 aces now for Utah. Sachuala has her first, but then she misfires on the second follow-up serve, and it's an error and a side out to K-State. Late in the third set, Wildcats by 5, trying to go up 2-1 for the second straight match against a ranked opponent. They were up 2-1 on the road at 9th-ranked Kansas, but fell in the arch rivalry after some injuries derailed their attack late. Carter with a one-hand stab, got the ball up, Brown to it, Carter puts it over. Utah in system here. They go quick to Olsen, and she missed it long. A rare mistake by the middles.
Yeah, I'm not sure that set was quite high enough for her to really get on top of it. Had to launch it a little bit deeper than she'd probably like.
So now the Wildcats to serve with Meg Brown. Serving right at the middle, Olsen. Off the block of Schmidt. Utah turns that around with a West kill. Didn't play all last season due to an injury. Glad to have her back, the redshirt sophomore. This is a veteran team for Utah. 8 seniors on this squad. Carter, a missed serve, receive, and another ace for Utah. Third of this set. Mansfield wants some towel work on the floor. Mansfield's K-State, this is their Dig for a Cure night, breast cancer awareness, so that's why you see all the pink. Coach Mansfield looking dapper in that pink button down. Myers blocked. Really the first time we've seen Utah slow down the left side of K-State, and Jason Mansfield wants to talk it over. He'll call a timeout.
Yeah, it goes back to the serve receive for K-State, really giving them only one option on their offense. And, Utah, that's easy for Utah to set up their block And then you also just felt the rhythm for Myers wasn't as good because everything was very compact there on the left side of the court.
Well, after a 6-for-8 start in this set by Shaylee Myers, back-to-back errors by Myers, she's dropped her hit percentage back down under 300. Still, 12 kills to tie a season high for Myers, and it's the second time in 3 or 4 matches that she's been in double digits for K-State. Has to do a lot more with the load a little heavier on this group. Trying to pull off what we saw a lot last year. This team, there was decent expectations for them last year, but you really didn't know what to expect for the Wildcats. Then they popped out and in this building, their new home, took down 5 ranked opponents. BYU twice over back-to-back nights. A top-ranked Texas team that went on to win the national title. They swept Texas on this court. At one point, they won 12 straight sets against top 25 opponents in this building.
Yeah, K-State and a lot of these players were on the court when those things happened, and so they had that potential, you know, great home environment. And I feel like K-State's been gaining some momentum here. They're figuring some things out and really kind of playing together more cohesive and trying to bring that home and carry that momentum with them.
Tough road match coming up Sunday at Iowa State on the horizon, and they'll get a couple more at home. Brenna Schmidt at the middle. K-State has not set middle much here tonight. Bailey denied. See if she gets another. Nope, back right side. Jardine dug by LeGrand. Off the pass, a swing by Myers. No. Jardine with a big shot right side. And finally, Utah gets Jardine on track. That powerful arm on the right side.
Yeah, it's kind of more what we expected to see. Was that right side presence for Utah just has been a little lacking. There we see the heat by Jardine.
What a player. That is her first kill on 9 swings, 2 errors for Jardine, who at times can take over matches. Myers big into the block, but gets the benefit of the block out of bounds. Myers with season high 13. Good side out for Kansas State, trying to end the momentum off that big swing by Jardine. Olsen on the quick set middle. It's a little bit of what Bailey brings you, it seems like. Cameron Bailey of being able to play back row, get a good pass off the surface here.
Yeah, you know, really passing pretty well. And we saw they were going right at Casey, going right at her right when she got into the game. That has put her team in a position, just 4 points.
Clinton somehow able to sneak that through. The Wildcats answering back, trying to do just enough and hold on to this third set.
Yeah, Clinton was falling away. That ball was a little wide on her. But enough pace on the ball to find the court.
A big block in front of her, too. Jardine 6'2", Olsen 6'3". Gabadlo off the block. She's had a good second set or third set. Non-existent for Gabadlo and Jardine for much of the night here for Utah. But both now trying to step it up in this third set. Best of 3 from this point forward with the match tied at 1. Utah serving down 2. So Sesky has her pick. She'll go right side Clinton. Over Doug to K-State. Carter couldn't get it over. And suddenly the Utes within 1. Serve. Clinton got blocked. Sims covered. Carter dug a mile high. Left Gabadlo. Got it again, and Utah has tied it in the third.
Wow, Gabadlo with the swing in transition. So impressive. You almost feel like maybe K-State's block was a little early on her. Gabadlo is able just to split the hands of Brenna Schmidt.
5 kills on 11 swings for Gabadlo in this third set. She now tied for the team lead with 9. So suddenly coming alive is the outside hitter, the sophomore from Arizona. State coaching staff talking it over as they try to hang on to this third set. Wildcats led pretty much the entirety of this third frame, but now tied. Anybody's set, and if Utah comes from behind as they did late in that first set, late points, able to steal this third set, wonder how that momentum might carry them forward here moving forward as K-State's showing some signs. I don't want to say fatigue, but maybe that back row passing not quite as crisp as it was early.
Yeah, definitely more pressure by Utah with their serving. I feel like they're not as high air as they were earlier in the match. And then also putting it more on kind of, the attackers of K-State, like Carter, who hasn't been passing in the last several weeks for this, K-State team. So, definitely maybe a little rust there, not quite as good as they have been. But Utah definitely taking advantage of those things at the service line.
3 aces in this set for Utah, 6 on the night. They have only 11 kills in this third set. K-State has 18 kills in this third set, but 6 errors, and they've given up 3 service aces and served 3 errors themselves. That's a lot of free points given to the other side. Fector still serving in this rotation, has served 2 straight points. So 3 straight on the board for Utah, 2 straight from Fector. Here comes Carter, no tie, point Utes, set point in the third for Utah. Larkin steps in front of Carter. Clinton on the right side. Sachuala got a hand on it. It does not get over it. Utah gives up the point. They're tied at 24, going extra points.
Well, I guess we'd expect nothing less.
That's right. Last home match, K-State went extra points 2 different times in a 5-set win over Iowa State. Sachuala gets it inside the block of Brown and Carter. Set point number 2 for Utah. Jardine out, West in for Utah up front. And they are out of subs. So Utah will go with what they have on the court the rest of this set. And an overpass on the service seed. Utah wins the third in the come-from-behind fashion in extra points, 26-24. And now they are 1 set away from winning on the road here in Manhattan. Morgan Family Arena packed to the rafters tonight. Solseski looks at Schmidt, kills in the middle. K-State Solseski climbs the ladder. As if this place needed more energy. It is electric in this building. Carter to end it. She does!
Make a good day great when you ask for Fast Play. Fast Play, the newest, fastest way to play from the Kansas Lottery.
The University of Utah is set against the Wasatch Mountains. We ski, ride, and climb those mountains. As one of the leading research universities in the nation, we are working to eradicate cancer, seeking solutions for climate change, helping people walk again, and transforming mental health care. Our mission is to create unsurpassed societal impact. Sound lofty? It comes with the territory.
Utah Utes have won back-to-back sets to take a 2-1 lead over K-State here in the Little Apple, coming from behind in that third set, trailed most of the set until late. Swiping it in extra frames, 26-24, and that young lady, the biggest reason why, Cameron Gabadlo, 6 kills on 7 swings in the third set, no errors.
Yeah, you know, definitely not something K-State wants to see is Gabadlo going hot here. You know, getting her the ball more often, nice and high, using the block in front of her. Those kills have really brought that Utah team back into that third set.
After really having nothing for the left side all night, the Utes able to get Hay going in that on the left side attack. Now, you and I both noticed that we talked about it when it happened. Aaliyah Carter, on one of her attacks early in the third set, came down and somewhat tweaked a knee, it looked like, or an ankle. She has a left leg that's wrapped and really wasn't the same set. So Carter, after just an unbelievable start, the first 2 sets, she had 17 kills and was hitting close to 365. She only had 3 kills, 2 airs, 10 swings in the third set. She said she's all right, but the Wildcats have not been the same, and Carter doesn't quite look the same. You see there, that left leg has got some extra wrapping on it. See if we can go back and look at that play. That saw Carter come down a little funny right here on the left side.
Yeah, I think maybe knee.
She says, I'm all right, with a smile, but serve, receive, and just swings were not quite as dynamic from Carter in that third set as we saw the first 2. K-State again with injuries limited to what they have on the court. No real way to give her a break at this moment. So Utah to serve, going right at Carter. They see the same thing. Quick set, Schmidt, dug, but over the net. Back to Schmidt. Second time, Doug. And a left line shot is in for Utah. And it's Bailey who gets the kill.
Yeah, nice deep swing there by Bailey. Haven't seen many attack or swings by her since the first set when she got pulled.
Smilling has made a difference, though, both defensively and offensively since returning. Clinton on the left, able to get off the hands for a kill. And now Clinton in double figures.
Such a great sign for K-State. Just haven't seen those numbers in production like she was getting last year, but know that she's more than capable of it.
Only 3 kills per set, almost 240 hitting on the left with Carter last year. Dynamic player. Quick set middle. And finished by Utah. Clinton, just to finish the point, was a Big 12 rookie team member selection a season ago. Well earned as a redshirt freshman. Big expectations for her this year to join Carter on the outside, giving K-State, if not one of the best, well, certainly one of the best, if not in the argument for the best 1-2 punch on the left coming into the season with Carter and Clinton. Just has not materialized as K-State, for whatever reason, not able to pass consistently, everything consistently enough to get those sides on track. Gabadlo dug out by Larkin off the touch. Going to Clinton and into the net on Utah. No, against Olsen. No, against Gabadlo.
Yeah, with Clinton lighting up, you see that Utah blocks having to play that net smart.
Shot was served by Larkin. Forcing it to Gabadlo. Nobody was there. The ball dug by K-State. Here comes Carter. Could argue that that was not touched by Utah. K-State will zip it out of bounds from Clinton and the point to Utah anyway. I'm not sure that ball was ever touched by Carter on the near side. 3-all.
Yeah, I don't think it was.
Must win set 4 here for Kansas State. Utah trying to win the match. Brown blocked. And the Utes with back-to-back points, pushing front by 1. You see Szulczewski trying to change up and vary at least the swings right now on the offense for K-State. Sims, not a great serve receive. And a point for Utah. Becker with another service ace. That's her third. We talked about her at the Open, about her effectiveness in multiple areas, not just as a libero in digs. She's shown it tonight, team high 25 aces. Misread of a dig by this Utah team gives K-State the point. If we look at Becker, but over the match, talked about in our Open about her numbers with assists, her service aces, and it's her digging, which has her in the top 10 in the league. And has her as an all-around star for, well, it's really made a difference for this Utah squad. Coming from the lower group of 5 to join the Power 4, transferred from Campbell. Jardine on the right side.
One-on-one opportunity by Jardine. See, she's playing with a little bit more fire here these last 2 sets, trying to will her Utah team for a big win on the road.
Love the watching Jardine swing at the ball. The Badlow misses. A Utah team that had been hitting at a pretty high efficiency clip the last few sets misfires there the first time they missed on the attack air in the 4th. Carter, pipe shot from the back row. Now looked all right there.
Yeah, much better swing than what we've seen here so far in this set by Carter.
And with that kill, Carter able to move into second all-time at K-State on the kills chart. Passing Kim Zhao. Now sitting just shy of 1,650 kills. She's at 1,648 for her career, with 23 so far tonight. Utah might have been under the net. K-State back to Carter. Why not? A repeat for Carter from behind the 3-meter line. And another blast to the court.
Yeah, seems like she's more stable there at that back row attack. Why not feed her? One-on-one opportunity.
Brown, tough serve. Utah scrambling a bit. Off the block though. Bailey bails out Utah.
Might be Bailey's best swing so far tonight. High off the block. No real chance for K-State to run that down.
Neer told us the other night that Bailey was really starting to come into her own offensively. It had always been kind of a rock for them in the back line, a vocal, good leader. Offensively taking some steps forward. Here's Shayne Myers forced to throw it into the block. West uses the block of Myers to get a point, and the Utes by 2. Wildcats won the first set 25-21. Really dominated play in that first set. Close battle won by the Utes in the second. K-State led the majority of the third set, mostly by 4 or 5 points. Once we got inside of 23 points for K-State, though, Utah made a good stand and come from behind to win it in extra points, 26-24. So it's a must-win 4th set for the Wildcats. Shayne Myers continues to have her best night of the season, 14 kills for Myers. The 3 pin hitters for K-State all now hitting near 300. West right side. Back-to-back kills for West.
She's coming alive on the right side for Utah. Saw a lot of sets go to her early in that first set, but hasn't really had too much of a presence.
Clinton into the block, kept up by Utah. Wonderful trip tied by Bailey, and it works out.
Got a good mix up there by Bailey. Everyone was pulling forward, expecting a tip, but she did a nice job pushing it. Sharp angle.
Carter getting picked on the serve. Back to Myers. Off the back line. Myers with 15.
A great sign for K-State. Losing Liz Gregorski and Shaylee Myers stepping right into that role.
Well, all three hitters on the outside have been phenomenal tonight for K-State. Down one of their stars. Shows you why early this season K-State was going with a 6-2. They just wanted to get all these hitters on the court.
Yeah, you know, you had a plethora of weapons.
Beth Lanier wants to challenge this last call. Out was the call. No touch by K-State. Utah wants to challenge the look here.
You see the Utah players very adamant about the challenge.
Saying that this was in. That's the challenge. In and out. Any part of the ball touches the line, it is in. Let's see there, no touch. It was whether it was in or out is the call. The call on the court is out. Can't see there, unfortunately blocked by the head of Fector. The first shot, maybe, this replay may show us what that ball was in or out, if you slowed it down, perhaps. Quick review here by Ryan Ty. Ruling was out, and they will say it is indeed in for Utah. It's been a rough night for the line judge on that end of the court.
Yeah, we've had several overturned. Yep, appeared to be on that line.
Badlow returns. Coach Lanier's team up by 3. Trying to close out K-State on the road. Hard swing by Carter into the block. Jardine on the right. Takes a little off. Hits the sweet spot.
I'm going to credit Olsen right there with a great, she was late closing that block on Carter. Does a nice job coming in, finishing it. Give them a nice touch, and then they're able to turn that into some offense.
So even though K-State has by far and away rolled up more kills in this match than Utah, the Utes have been way better on limiting their errors. And in this set alone, 10 kills, just 1 attack error, 16 swings. That's a 562 average. Been very little mistakes by Utah offensively, which has been their MO.
And credit passing, getting them into system, their setters, getting their hitters in good position.
Miscommunication in the back line. Fector and Bailey both kind of ran into each other. And allows a side out for K-State. The hard part, if you're the Wildcats, again, I mentioned at the beginning of the night, that they have struggled offensively all season. They're hitting close to 300 for the night.
That's crazy.
But are losing in the match because Utah's been out of this world good offensively here the last 3 sets. Sims got to that. Carter off the block. Again, came spinning out of there like she lost her footing coming down, but it works out. 25 kills for Carter, 2 off a career high.
And it all starts with the up by Simone Sims, the pancake up.
Dig by Larkin. Carter throws over her head and gets it in. What a play by the All-American.
Smart heads-up play by Carter. Quick reaction and throwing it deep. Utah nowhere in sight.
And now Carter has tied her career high with 27 kills. Jardine on the right, forced to tip. K-State's on it. Solsevsky pulls the block. Brown couldn't finish. DeBadlow off the top of the hands, turns it around to a side out for Utah.
Wow, what a nut by Fector. On the slide by Meg Brown.
Sends us to a timeout. We got a good one. Kansas State down 2 to the 21st ranked Utes, looking for a 4-set win.
Money is tight, so we must make sacrifices. I give up my bespoke shaving subscription.
And I'll stop ordering everything that's trending on Instagram.
And I will no longer agree to the add-ons at the oil change place just because the mechanic called me ma'am.
It really is a top-of-the-line filter, ma'am.
And of course, we'll downgrade our insurance to get a lower rate.
Well, you know you don't have to make sacrifices now that you're saving money with the Progressive Home and Auto Bundle.
You couldn't have said that like 6 seconds ago?
At Kane, we're on a mission to redefine active recovery footwear. Meet the Kane Revive, sustainably designed with renewable resources. The Revive features our active recovery design that reimagines what recovery footwear can do. Comfort and breathability allows your feet to relax and repair, while a dual-density foam provides unmatched versatility and support that has no limits to how you can recover for what's next. Reimagine your recovery with the Kane Revive. Shop Kane Footwear today.
No flex, zone. No flex, zone. They know better. They know better.
Get the boneless meal deal only at Wingstop.
What a match this has been. We thought it would be a good one. First ever meeting between the two teams as members of the Big 12. Utah, one of the big surprises for the conference this year. A pleasant surprise, getting back, restoring some of that tradition that they've had. Looks like they're well on their way to an NCAA tournament appearance. Kansas State with a lot of work to do after some early season struggles. Injuries have derailed some of their best laid plans, but playing well tonight, hanging around, but down 2 sets to 1. Utah trying to take it here in the 4th set. Carter on a career night, blocked this time. Utah trying to drop it with Satuola. K-State gets it back into the middle and over the net. Utah insistent. They go middle. Satuola with another finish. And now she's in double figures and pushing up to the team high, but it doesn't.
Yeah, you see how fast they push that middle in transition. That ball barely high enough. I'm not really sure how she's able to get a full swing on it. Somehow, they've got it down.
So Sesky adjusts above the net. Carter knocks it over. And out on the attack by Utah. Utah screaming for a double hit, but remember, they don't call those anymore.
They do it. It goes over the net.
That's right. It can be a double on the attack. Yep.
There was quite a bit of spin on that ball.
Not reviewable, unfortunately. Ryan Ty, they will challenge whether the ball was in or not on the block, but don't believe that was, I think it's just more frustration and kind of a de facto timeout here for Utah to try and slow things down. And Ryan Ty, even if he looked at this and sees that it was a double hit,
right,
cannot switch that call. It is not a reviewable, reversible decision. 27 kills by Aaliyah Carter here tonight for the Wildcats superstar on the left. That is the 3rd most by anybody in the Big 12 this year, and the most by anybody not named Melanie Parr.
Yeah, not surprised by that fact at all.
Oh, that might have been in. So take a look at that.
Yes.
Line judges have not had a good night when it comes to in and out. So initially ruled out. This looks in. Simone Sims is right there. But it is indeed in. This advancement says no way, but it was indeed in. So a challenge successfully won by Coach Lanier. And Utah pulls up by 4 in a fourth set that they could win the match. Carter trying to single-handedly lift K-State to a victory, and now off the block, unable to cover, and suddenly the Wildcats down 5 late in the fourth will burn a timeout. So Mansfield trying to encourage his team. An important match for both. We mentioned what's at stake as far as the postseason for Utah. K-State well on the outside looking in there, but in a decent spot on the Big 12 standings. Both these teams in the top 6 right now in the conference standings. K-State tied for 6 with their 4-3 record. Tied with a ranked Baylor team, so they have made the most of their Big 12 start. As you look at all those teams ahead of them, all ranked. What conference so deep this year? Iowa State, a team that's dealing with some injuries as well.
Yeah, I think some of their DS Libero players that when we saw them here, you know, completely different team playing outside hitter. I think it's quite wild, you know, what, you know, some of these teams have had to do because of injury and just making some adjustments on the fly.
And Nayeli Gonzalez, Maya Duckworth both out. Was your top 2 hitter. It'd be like losing Carter and Grigorski if you're K-State.
Yes.
Iowa State's had to readjust everything there. Christy Johnson-Lynch, one of the true veterans in the match, and the Big 12 certainly. Ray Bouchard, along with Beth Lanier. There's a look at Grigorski. We talked about her at length earlier. Jordan Williams also out for K-State, one of their starting middles. Grigorski actually a teammate of Jardine for Utah when they were at Wisconsin. Won a national title there a couple of years ago. Brown able to turn it around. An important stretch, you feel like, right here for K-State. You kind of feel like they can get back in this match and maybe get to yet another 5-set match.
Well, you see Carter serving. She's been so effective at the service line today. See if they can get on a bit of a run with Shaylee Myers playing so well in the front.
And it's, in fact, a service error. Only one ace for K-State. It came all the way back in the first set. They've had 11 errors, but they've been effective in disrupting Utah's offense with their serve. But that's 11 errors. Looming big right now. That was a big one as momentum goes back to Utah. 6 points away from a match win. They'll serve right at Carter. Myers well off the tape. Couldn't get it over. Jason Mansfield will use his second and final timeout. Upcoming schedules for these two teams. I mentioned the Wildcats had been on the road. They had played 3 straight on the road. Cincinnati, West Virginia, and then the rivalry, Dylan Sunflower showdown against 9th-ranked Kansas. Now K-State home for the next couple. We'll get West Virginia coming up on Halloween, but in between on Sunday, it'll be a trip to Ames for a rematch with the Cyclones, Farmageddon on the volleyball side. That match originally set for ESPN Plus, now on ESPN2, national television audience will get a treat for that rivalry. Then a trip out west to take on the Arizona team. Sun Devils have been good all year long, and then the Baylor team that we saw here in Manhattan last year for the Wildcats coming up. One of the perennial powers in the Big 12. And as for Utah, I mentioned this run. They have been on, playing all these ranked teams. They'll finally wrap it up with another matchup with BYU. But they too have Arizona State on the horizon, and they get to go to Lawrence and take on a Jayhawk team that's been surprisingly a little bit sluggish the last 2 matches. Really, had to go 5 with K-State. We mentioned all the injuries with Iowa State. Struggled a bit with the Cyclones last night before closing them out in 4. Curious to see how the Utah-KU match will be coming up on Saturday. Wildcats up against it. Down a half a dozen here with the fourth set. Utah trying to close it out. Myers continues her season-high performance. 16 now for Myers. It's not often you get 3 outside hitters hitting 280 or better, and all with 12 kills or more, and you might lose the match, but that's been the way it has been tonight for K-State, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's just been crazy. The numbers, K-State's been putting up have been very, very good. We just have not been able to come away with the actual win.
West, dug by Carter. Aaliyah. Got dug by Fector. Wasn't great. Crafty play to get it over. Not a great set. Myers turns it around.
Myers out of system, doing a nice job, just keeping that ball there in front of her.
Myers with 11 kills here in the last 2 sets. And West misses the hands, and suddenly it's a 3-point set. Veteran team in Utah will call timeout. They'll try and slow the roll of this Wildcat team.
Utah hasn't passed really well, hasn't been able to get their middle. Fatuala involved. Seeing errors on the other sides of the net.
Only 2 errors by Utah in this frame, but both have come here in the last few points. And Utah, as you mentioned, Fatuala have been such a big part of what they've done at the middle, along with Olsen. But combined, those two have just 6 swings here in this 4th set. That's what you want if you're K-State. You don't want the ball going to the middle or the option for Utah to try and go to the middle. You want the only decision to go outside to the pins. Are we going to a 5th set? It seemed like we were destined for that at the beginning of the night. K-State having played 4 straight 5-set matches. But the Utes have held serve every time, both figuratively and literally. Serving battle has been a no contest in this regard. Aces and errors, a lot of free points by K-State giving up on the serve. 1 ace, 11 errors. Utah 7 aces against K-State. Only 8 errors. Utah hitting nearly 300 as a team. Both of these two teams offensively with great numbers. Each side right around 290 as a team. After some early struggles, Utah has been dominant. Set 2, they hit 370. They're hitting 464 in this set, and now an error by Brown out of the timeout. A dozen errors by K-State on the serve.
Great timeout by Coach Lanier.
Broke the run. 3-0 by K-State. Utah to serve, 4 away from a match win. Set wasn't great, but Schmidt got a touch on the swing.
Not your typical slide approach there for Schmidt. Just timing-wise wasn't there, but does a nice job. She just hits high hands.
So Szulczewski has really struggled with the set, or with her serve, I should say, all night long, but a chance for Izzy to turn that around here right now. Izzy with the 4th straight match of 50 or more assists. Utah running a bit to Bailey, and she is able to finish up the left side.
Bailey finding that line. Trying not to go against Brenna Schmidt in the middle.
Only 5 kills for Bailey, but it feels like all 5 have been huge.
Yes, and big important swings.
Utah 3 away from the win. Not a good receive by Aaliyah Carter, and Szulczewski and Clinton collide trying to get to it, and it's a service ace for Utah. We saw that graphic a moment ago about the service errors for these two teams. You can live with 12 errors if you're K-State, if you're at least getting some points as well on the serve. And while they have gotten some, not by ace, but by Utah being out of rotation, it's a lot of points to be given up as well on error. And Utah just too efficient on the other side if you're not getting them served in a bad spot. And it's match point for the Utes. And a service error by Utah. So by comparison, Utah has 9 errors, which is near what K-State's number is, but they have 8 aces.
Yeah, a big difference there.
Sims to serve, match point number 2 for Utah. Clinton wide of the mark on the swing, and that's it. Utah comes from behind and wins it 25-21, 22-25, 24-26, and then finally 18-25 or 19-25. Utah wins this one and gets to 6-2 on the year in the Big 12 Conference. And picks up another win. 11 of the last 13 W's for Beth Lanier. We hope to visit with the coach here in a moment. First, Utah gets to celebrate this, and we look at the final numbers. It's just too good offensively for Utah. After holding Utah to 0.97 hit percentage in the first set, K-State unable to slow down that Utah offense afterwards.
Yeah. K-State put the pressure with their serve and then ended up making way more errors in the end and gave too many free points to a top 25 team.
So Utah gets the victory, and with it, they now get to 16-3 of the year, 6-2 in the Big 12 Conference. K-State falls to 6-11, 4-4. A career night for Aaliyah Carter, a double-double for Aaliyah. 27 kills at 362. Shaylin Myers, a season-high 17 kills. The Wildcats lost. Listen, they've had plenty of moral victories this year. They don't want to hear about another one. But if you're K-State, without Grigorski, what does life look like? There are some positive signs coming out of this match.
Yes, Shaylin Myers and Nia Clinton getting involved. Just K-State needs to get those middles more involved. You saw that in the KU match. They just weren't able to get that done tonight with their passing. Get those middles enough contacts and help open up the net for the outside hitters.
Utah, Satualda, Gabado, both with a dozen kills to lead the way for the Utes, but again, hit 300 on the night to win the way. So Carter, despite a career-high tie, 27 kills, not enough for the Wildcats to pull off the top 25 upset. The Wildcats back in action against Iowa State Sunday on ESPN2. For our entire crew, for Liz Wagner-Bush, for our producer-director Alex Karlach, I'm Brian Smoller saying thank you for watching. We'll catch you next time. This has been a presentation of ESPN.